Hello everyone. Welcome to the Constable. Today, we will discuss the impending announcement of ruins from futuristic civilization found in Antarctica. Is this the reason behind President Obama's secret trip to Antarctica? Let's find out here. Without wasting much time, let's get started. What was the reason behind Obama's secret trip to Antarctica? What was the reason for CIA Director James Clapper's simultaneous visit to Australia? Why did Russia's top religious leader go to Antarctica? There has been a virtual media blackout about these highly unusual trips made by officials in Russia and the US. There are a couple of sources that cited Obama traveled to the southern tip of Argentina before crossing the Drake Passage to Antarctica. Indeed, Obama's secret trip comes at a highly unusual time. It follows on the heels of a visit by Patriarch Kirill of Russia. Cairo met with Pope Francis in Havana, Cuba less than 1 week before he departed for Antarctica. Media sources described the meeting between the two religious leaders as urgent. Nothing like this has happened since a 1054 AD schism that separated Eastern Orthodoxy and Roman Catholicism. Why an urgent meeting between these leaders was called after a millennium of never meeting with one another is a mystery. The mainstream media reported that the meeting between Francis and Cairo was meant to condemn persecution of Christians around the world and to foster ecumenical dialogue. But again, it comes at an unusual time because 4 days after this meeting, Kirill arrived in Antarctica and formed a religious ceremony blessing the land and water surrounding the continent. He praised the barren lands of Antarctica as quote a model of an ideal humanity. Kirill also said the following quote, "Antarctica is the only place where there are no weapons, no military activity. There are no scientific studies focused on the emergence of a new means of destruction. It is a perfect image of humanity and a testimony to the fact that people can live like this, no borders, no weapons, no hostile competition, that they can cooperate and feel as members of one family." The reason I find Obama and Russian visits to Antarctica very strange is the following. There was another country, another regime that visited Antarctica just before a Great World War started. The Nazis led an expedition of 33 members including scientists to Antarctica just before the start of World War II in September 1939. Their expedition to New Schwab lasted from December 1938 to February 1939. It is known that the Nazis took thousands of photos using airplanes during this expedition. They also took reels of colored film, which was rare at the time and very expensive to produce. The regime was clearly looking for something in Antarctica. But what was it? What were they there for? The earlier expeditions to Antarctica by the Nazis were also very alarming. They were intent to map out the terrain of the continent using hot air balloons for aerial footage. The Nazis even attempted during these two expeditions to walk across the entire continent and map out its landscape. It's still unclear why they engaged in so much surveying. The impending announcement of ruins from futuristic civilization found in Antarctica. Many have been pondering the significance of recent visits to Antarctica by prominent officials and individuals offering puzzling explanations for their travel there. On November 9, U.S. Secretary of State, John Kerry, landed in Antarctica, during the peak of the U.S. presidential election. Why would the serving Secretary of State leave the U.S. at such a critical time just to observe global warming patterns in Antarctica? Even more mysterious was the December 1 medical evacuation of astronaut Buzz Aldrin out of Antarctica, after a surprise visit there, apparently to become the oldest person to reach Antarctica at the age of 86. He was seen along with companions wearing shirts with "Get Your Ass to Mars" logos. Was he there because he wanted to personally see the discovery of something that would make his dream of Mars colonization a reality? Earlier on February 18, 2016, Russian patriarch Kirill visited a Russian outpost in Antarctica, reportedly to see penguins. Just over concerning Pizzagate, and the involvement of high-level officials in both the Clinton and Obama administrations in pedophilia rings which involve child sacrifice. Bill Clinton's former chief of staff, John Podesta, who was also Obama's counselor and senior advisor, as well as heading the Hillary Clinton campaign, figures prominently in the Pizzagate scandal. Wilcox's article, which is new to emerge in the U.S. in terms of dropping unemployment, rising stock markets, and renewed optimism about the state of the economy. When combined with an official announcement of a discovery of the ruins of an advanced civilization in Antarctica, Obama will give a tremendous boost to his legacy. This information is likely to be given wall-to-wall coverage by the mainstream news, thereby distracting the public from alternative media reports about information that tarnishes Obama's legacy. Perhaps a further motivation for President Obama releasing news about such an Antarctica discovery would be to upstage the incoming Trump administration in terms of future bragging rights for who is to be ultimately credited for making America great again. Thank you. If you enjoyed this video, kindly subscribe, like and share with friends. See you next time. Remember to stay flat and peaceful.